Ooh, a little too fast there, Gary. But it is a German beer, so they do tend to froth up. This is a Pollener, a Münchener Lager. Yes, München, not Munich, München. And hello, I'm stealing here. What am I stealing? I'm stealing from my video pal at Church House Classics, because this is how he introduced his video that I've just been watching, and I thought, wow, that was kind of nice. I'm also going to steal some other ideas from him because I can, and there's bugger all he can do about it. However, I do wish to mention that he stole ideas from me, so he must have a time machine, because he pushed his video out prior to me, and that's just not cricket, old chap. You finish pouring? Now this was going to be a gin and groans. Why? Well, because I was drinking gin a few moments ago, and I finished it and thought, gosh darn, one fancies a beer, one does. Even though it's a German beer, one can still say one, because, let's face it, in the royal family there is a lot of Krauts. Oh, sorry, Germans. And Greeks, although we just lost one, didn't we? To you, Prince Philip. You were one of the few sensible members of that family, unlike Hopeless Harry and Calamity Charles. So, oh, my can fell over. Let me just park my ass. And let's see. Well, I can't call this beer and bollocks. I can't call it gin and groans because I'm not drinking gin. So, lager and laments? Okay, I'm just trying to find silly words that rhyme. Now, it's not bad. Not got as much flavour as I like, which would of course be in an IPA or something like that. And even some of the German Vorsteiners and those beers that are tastier, the Pilsners. This one doesn't quite have the oomph that I would like, but I've bought it, so I'll drink it. Oh well. So let me start off by talking about car features. It appears that these days car manufacturers are designing cars for fucking morons. Oh, did I swear and that upsets you? Too fucking bad. You have a feature that says you're getting too near to a car. I'm going to put the brakes on. You're going to hit that car. I'm going to move you slightly to the left. Okay, what about the poor bastard that's behind you? Or that motorcyclist that is in the HOV lane as we have over here, and you swerve into the HOV lane with your automatic car and you kill someone. What a stupid idea. If you can't fucking drive, don't get behind the wheel. Good God. And I believe it's Hyundai. They're the worst of the offenders on that. You do not need those features. ABS, yeah, that's kind of a good feature. What else is there? Traction control, yeah, that's kind of a good feature. But you've gone overboard now with steering and braking when you shouldn't. Sorry, just my thoughts. Think about it. Give it some thought, huh? Don't buy a Hyundai. Cheers. Now, let's move on to a somewhat slightly political issue. I had already done a beer and bollocks, or gin and groans, or wine and wines. regarding our current useless fucking president, Mr. Biden and his laughing monkey, Camilla. God, those people. God help us all. The media over here in America, for some reason, and the comedians now, will not seem to comment on this idiot that is in power. He's upset the Russians, he's upset the Chinese, he's upset the North Koreans. And we're gonna make America emissions clean by blah blah blah. He won't even be alive by blah blah blah. What a dick. Fancy making those ridiculous promises, and assholes believe it. I'm sorry. The only place I have discovered that I can get news about America and how bad or good it's going is Australian Sky News. Isn't it ridiculous that I have to look to Australia to get news about America? Wow. Try it. Get on YouTube, guys. Look at Australian Sky News and, pick your subject. Biden, what was the other one they did? Immigration, whatever. You choose your subject. You'll find something out there which is hopefully a little more truthful than these assholes in America. Okay, let's move on from that. No, sorry, I gotta do one more thing. Immigration. And I mentioned this before and I will keep mentioning it. My son applied to be a legal immigrant to this country in 2014. They told him it takes 5 years. They're now telling him it takes 8 years. He's doing it legally, not like those illegals. I understand the desire to be here. I really do. I love this country. I wanted to be here. I did various things to try and get here. Fortunately for me, I found an American woman that loved me and I came in legally. Other than that, I was going to go through the lottery to get here. And I would have done it legally. I would not have broken the law. All right, let's leave that one there, shall we? I want to go back to, I think it was 1986, and I apologize if I get the year wrong, with the Challenger shuttle disaster. It should never have happened. I only discovered this recently because I was bouncing around YouTube videos. Thank God for YouTube. It turns out that the director of the Challenger mission would not sign off and let the mission go ahead. But somehow someone made it go ahead. Also, Thiacom, who made the seals for the, I'm not sure if it was for the booster or for the big ass tank that straps on it. They turned around and said, no, these seals are not designed to withstand these cold temperatures that we're currently having. The launch must not go ahead. Some idiots, probably politicians, said, no, we're going to launch, and they launched. That cost 7 people's lives. That was wrong. It didn't need to happen. Those people lost their lives because of politicians. Politicians are assholes in my mind. It used to be, how can you tell a politician's lying? You can see his lips move. Well, with this fucking COVID shit, thank you China, you cunts, you can't see their lips move, but hey, if they're standing in front of a camera and they're talking, you know they're lying. All right, let's get on to something a little more interesting. more car related. My wife has a Mercedes-Benz E350. There was a problem with it. I'm not going to go into the details of the problem. However, the problem occurred some time ago. And at the time I was told, go forth and multiply. It's got nothing to do with that year. All right, so I let it rest. But in a moment of madness, I called my Mercedes dealer and said, look, guys, come on. This problem occurred on the models of this year. You really should fix it at no cost to me. They said, well, sorry, can't do that, but let me refer you to this particular department. All right, they referred me to the department. That department then referred me to Mercedes head office in America. There was a particular helpful gentleman called Juan. I'm not going to give out his details, but his name was Juan. And he said, okay, terribly sorry, let me see what we can do, and we'll call you back. He called me back and said, okay, I've contacted your local dealer. They will deal with the issue. So a few weeks passed and I'd heard nothing. So I touched base with Juan again and said, hey, come on, what's going on? He then must have contacted them because I got a call within probably an hour or two. And they are now going to fix the issue at no cost to me. They are going to give me a loan a car. And I said, look, okay, great, you're going to give me a loan a car, but, you know, how long is it going to take to fix my car? Well, actually, my wife's car. They said, oh, that'll probably take a day. I said, great, it's going to take you a day. However, the next day, from the date you've given me, I can't get to you. So I'm going to need to have the loaner for at least 2 days. Not a problem, Mr. Mees. It's done. So I just want to give a shout out because I do bash dealers constantly, as you are well aware. I am no lover of car dealers, but Mercedes have come up and dealt with the problem. Yeah, I had to put a little pressure and I had to jump up and down and scream and scream and scream until I was sick, but they've done the honourable thing. They've sorted it out. All right, sorry, need another sip, dry throat. Someone messaged me and said, and this is kind of really, this is where I'm sure that Church House Classics has a time machine. My car show favourite, which is my favourite car show. I have a number of them. It used to be, well, obviously Top Gear until Jeremy and the crew disappeared. But then Wheeler Dealers, and I loved Wheeler Dealers, although I must admit I'm not a fan of Mike Brewer. He's just a typical car salesman. And it was great with Ed China. I mean, he is very knowledgeable. And then, because of disagreements, obviously, and Anstead was in there, and terrific. And Anstead, yeah, another brilliant mechanic. And now they've gone to somebody else, and I haven't even watched an episode because I just can't stand Brewer. I'm sorry, I cannot stand Mike Brewer. He's a car salesman. So that show's just going to disappear as far as I'm concerned. What other car shows do I like? Well, you know, I mean, I like Jay Leno show. That's kind of a nice show. Doesn't actually get into a lot of restoring stuff. SOS. Gotta be Car SOS. With Fuzz Townsend, who only has one ear. At least I think he's only got one ear because the other one is always covered. And Haggerty. I like the Haggerty stuff. There's lots out there. There are a lot of shows. I want to say Adrian Museum. I can't think of the guy's name. If you love classic cars, you know, he sings. Oh, Donald Osborne, that's the guy. Couldn't think of his name for a second. So then you had to suffer my singing. I know I'm brilliant at singing, but there you go. All right, let's see. What can we move on to? Craigslist. Over here in the good old US of A, we have a thing called Craigslist, where you can advertise all sorts of stuff. And people don't seem to be able to read. So you post whatever it is you're selling. It can be, I don't know, a car part, a refrigerator part, a tool, whatever. And you say, buyer collects, price firm. And then, oh, can you bring it over to me? No. Oh, really? Yeah, no. Well, would you take an offer? No. Read the fucking advert. When you do an advert on Craigslist, you put the area, the rough area, location where you are. These people can't read. And then they'll turn up and go, oh, well, it's not really what I wanted. Well, then what the fuck did you do? Didn't you read the advert? You saw what I did? I put pictures out there? Come on. Okay. Silly rant. Cheers. Again. One of my other video buddies to the garage, John, can't remember your last name, doesn't matter. He does all stuff on XK8s and other shit that people might find interesting. Last year I sent him a picture of my XK8 for inclusion in his calendar. I didn't win any prizes, but he included it in and also ran, which was nice. I appreciated that. So this year I'm going to go and take my Jaguar XK8 to, pardon me, gassy. German beer's gassy. To a more scenic area and take pictures. I will also be doing a video of me driving down the road. That's going to be fun because it's a windy, twisty road. And my buddy, who is dumb enough to come with me, hi Bob, I'm going to get him to do some filming as well. So that should be fun. You guys may or may not be interested in that, but if you subscribe to my channel, you'll see that. All right. What should we move on to here? Okay. Sorry about this. Is probably kind of weird. My crappy GoPro Hero 7 GoPro piece of crap just crapped out because it done a few minutes of videoing. So I'm now using my iPhone. Where's my beer? Well, beer is now subjective. I recently joined the NRA. Why? Because Joe Biden now wants to stop me from protecting myself and my family. He thinks by putting all these laws in, it'll stop the bad guys getting cameras. Sorry, look to the camera. Stop bad guys getting guns. This shows what a mental retard he really is. Bad guys will always get guns. All you're doing is making it difficult for good guys to protect themselves. You idiot, Biden. Cheers. Okay, let's move on to a more pleasant subject to do with cars. Actually, to do with cars. I know that's why you came here. Parts interchangeability. Oh, damn, that was a big word. Recently I was watching an old classic car, uh, Dodge, I think it was like a 1937's truck. And in part of the panning that he was doing of the interior, I saw the dip switch for the headlights. It's exactly the same as on my 1964 Jaguar Mark II. So I guess, you can't get away from a good design. In the Jaguar E-Type, I think, I want to say it was the Series 3, I could be wrong. The ashtray is exactly the same as an MGB. Then there was the TVR, not sure what year, and they stole or used the rear lights from a Mark I Cortina. So just thought it was interesting, and when you're watching videos and you have knowledge of a particular car, it'll be interesting to see if you notice any similarities with the vehicle you're watching to the vehicle you have. And obviously, if you own the vehicle, you will note these similarities. Someone asked me about cars I've owned and loved. I think pretty much it's safe to say that I've loved all the cars I've owned. My first car was a minivan converted with windows in the side, and obviously you never forget your first love, like your first love woman. My first woman love was Dorothy Hayward. Fell in love with her. Her parents separated us because they thought I was a snob. Oh well, that probably would have gone on forever, and I would have had many children with her, and we'd have gone on to ripe old age that we are now in. Other cars. Well, after that I had, well, not after that, but let's say in my history, there was a Cortina Mark I GT, which I thought was brilliant. I had an Escort Mark I that had a Capri engine in it, flared arches, roll cage. That was really nice. I had a Ford Zephyr. That was another one I really enjoyed. I had a Vauxhall Forenza. That one was okay. Looked kind of neat, but it was gutless. I had a Cortina 1600 Deluxe Mark II. Not particularly powerful. Unfortunately got T-boned in that, and that one had to go the way of the junkyard. After that, well, let's skip forward many years to when I lived in Germany, and I had a Ford Capri 3000 GT. Man, I did some work on that. The engine was blown when I bought it, and I put a new engine in it, and that was brilliant. I love that car. Put Piper camshaft in it. I was going to put a Holly carb on it, but I never got around to that. But man, that thing flew. I got that thing wheel spinning going uphill in third gear. Yeah, that was fast. MGB. How can you forget your MGB? Had a few of those. And then I kind of moved into Jaguars. Unfortunately, I had a parasitic wife who had a child, and I stupidly took her on board, and then I needed a car that could cope with that. So, I got a four-door saloon, and my four-door saloon was a Jaguar XJ6, and I loved it. There have been many other cars in my past. MGB GT, Triumph Spitfire, Land Rover, Jaguar XJS. Oh man, V12. That thing fucking flew. Obviously you can tell I'm a Jaguar guy, and with my brother, I have a half share, shall we say, in an E-Type fixed head coupe. My other Jaguar that I currently have is a 64 Mark II, which I'm in the midst of restoring. I had a Corvette C3, loved it, great car. What else did I have? Toyota Celica convertible. That was great. A Mustang Cobra. Oh man, that was like a 96 Mustang Cobra. That thing was frightening. Mazda MX-6. Nice car, like that. As you can tell, I've had a lot of cars. I got it on my driveway at the moment. I've got a beat up old Dodge truck, which is my workhorse. I also have a Corvette C4 with a stick shift, 7 gears. They call it I think they call it a 3+4. So you get first, great. Then you get second, overdrive, third, overdrive, fourth, overdrive. Great car. And of course, right in front of me, which you guys can't see, is my Jaguar XK8. So, do I have a favorite? Probably my Mark II Jaguar, in all honesty. The XK8 here is beautiful, smooth, powerful, but I have a certain soft spot for my Mark II Jaguar. It's one of those things. Cheers. Other comments I've received via email and on my channel. How can I put this? Tits. He said tits. Is that allowed? Yeah. Some people seem to object to the fact that I like women. I mention them. I have comments, sexual innuendo. I'm sorry, I'm a hot-blooded male. I may be an old fart, but I'm still a hot-blooded male and I love women. They are gorgeous. Now, yes, I am married and happily married. In fact, I don't even know why the woman puts up with me, but she does. And if you've got a woman that puts up with you and your little idiosyncrasies like cars and shit like that, treasure her. So, that's why you'll find me doing lots of sexual innuendo, because I love women. I think they're gorgeous. I think they're beautiful. Hey, it's just me. All right, what can we go on to next? I just saw a Jeep driving down the road with a huge Trump flag on it. And it said, Trump 2024. Yep, you may not agree with my views. That doesn't really matter, does it? I'll be voting for him if he runs. All right, one last thing. And this is kind of another shout out to Total Wine. In the area where I live, we used to have Bevmo. Very nice store. Reasonable selection of wine and other things. Total Wine, their selection of wines is amazing. One thing they do have that Bevmo would never do, and that is the diet tonic in small bottles. Because I drink gin and tonic, I'll buy a big bottle, but once I get halfway down, the bloody shit goes flat because it's a big bottle, and I don't drink that many gin and tonics. I do drink quite a few, but not that many. But with these small bottles, they don't go off, or you'll go flat. So just a shout out there for Total Wine. Absolutely nothing to do with cars. But one more thing, let's get back to wife. My wife puts up with my bitching at her, and I'm probably a grumpy old sod at times, I'm sure. I'll say, oh, come on, I do all the meals. And my wife works. I'm in my garage playing with my toys and doing customer cars occasionally. My wife works ridiculous hours, 7 till 6 most days. And I said, it'd be nice, babe, if you perhaps, cook the odd meal, you know, do the odd wifey type thing that hopefully is not too sexist. She did shopping Saturday morning. She cooked a lovely meal Saturday evening. She's now cooking me a lovely meal again this evening. So, you got a woman like that, guys, treasure them. They're worth a fucking weight in gold. And if they put up with you, then that's good. So, as always, do please like, comment, subscribe. Ding the dong. You'll get notified of all my shit. You don't have to subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime if you do. So, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. This is the end. Cheers. Love you all.